Okay, hey everyone, welcome back. Whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, welcome back. So I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial, but instead of just doing my makeup, I decided I wanted to kind of do like I don't know, like a crime series, just talking about maybe some crime or something. So I'm actually going to do that while I do my makeup, just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I'm actually going to be doing like a blue pink cut crease type look. I saw it. I'm gonna recreate it, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm actually gonna talk about Amaria Hall. She had went missing in 2016 from Trenton, Michigan. So she was 16 years old, and she was a high school student. Now Amaria, she had dealt with like some asthma, anxiety, depression, some common things that many people experience as well. And because of that, she kind of fell behind in school, but decided to make up her, her classes and stuff online to kind of, continue school and not give up due to everything like her health conditions. So she was, online and everything. And it was July, I think it was July 6th. Her mother and her were talking, and she said that she needed to finish her schoolwork, but she was needing an adapter for her computer because her Wi-Fi was acting up or something like that. But she needed, she said she was having issues with her Wi-Fi and she needed an adapter. So her mother agreed that she would go to the store with her later on to get an adapter so she could finish her schoolwork. Mind you, she was a junior in high school, and she was also she was involved in like volleyball. That was her extracurricular activity at school. While her mother was asleep, I guess she was going to take her like the next day. Her mother was asleep, and she said about 3 o'clock in the morning, she could hear like the sliding door open up. I don't know if she didn't go check or whatever. She just kind of heard the door open. Later that morning, about 7 o'clock, it was a Sunday at this time, she went to wake her up for church, and she wasn't there. Like, the girl had left. So, using some foundation right now. But to continue the story, her mom had found a note that was supposedly written by her saying that she ran away, and not to look for her or anything like that. She said that she noticed she packed some clothes, but she didn't take any of the medications that she uses for her anxiety, depression, her asthma inhaler. So it's like, how are you going to run away, but you don't take the necessity items, that you're going to need? Once the mom saw that she left and saw the note, she immediately reached out to like family members and friends. Like, she left. Have y'all seen her? Nobody ain't see her. She got the police involved in everything. And there was a couple of leads like in nearby cities, I think Westland and Detroit, like she had been seen, but they never got any confirmation like that it was her or anything like that. And so she had just pretty much, it looked like she had just ran away, and that was it. Now her mom did say like she used her phone. Her mom, like, Amaria used her mother's phone for a hotspot because the Wi-Fi was down. And she said that she knows that she talks to people online. So, of course, she's an online student, but she said she was active on social media and other sites. And she said on one of the sites, I didn't see that it was specified, that she had met a man. So all she said, she met a man on one of those sites. So yeah, that summer she received, like that summer before she went missing, she received a package from a man online. They never specified who the man was or what was in the package. But her mother knew that through online, through social media and other platforms, she was talking to people online, creating relationships. And so the police started looking into that person, for her disappearance. Like maybe she ran off with this person, maybe this person caused her to run away or whatever, but they knew that this person was like a grown man. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start on my eyeshadow. I'm gonna use my Over the Rainbow palette. Y'all have seen this before, but if you haven't, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna start off with this. I think I'm gonna do this darker pink right here. So back to Amaria. So her mother immediately just was like, look, at this point, and the police, they convinced her, or, you know, they just kind of was like, I think my daughter has been trafficked. Like, she met this person online. I don't even know who this person is. She really hasn't talked to me about this person. I know this person had her address and was sending her packages, and now she's gone, you know. She was just up at night talking about how she couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi and she needed internet. She needed to get an adapter. She used her mother's phone to access the internet. And at that time, there's no telling what or who, or, you know, what she was doing online anyway. Maybe she was talking to that person, and then at 3 o'clock, she leaves the house, leaves a note, packs some clothes, and not even her medication, and she is out of there. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, I mean, yeah, she left, but like, was the person there? Did they help her leave when her mother was asleep? Yeah, it's just weird. So at this point, they thought Amaria had been trafficked, and they were on the hunt to find her. Okay, so then the story gets a little bit more weird, because exactly a month later, in August, her mother receives a phone call, like, from Amaria. And Amaria is telling her, I want to come home, but I'm not able to. I will only be allowed to come home if you, Mom, say that this person has not taken me. So apparently, someone kidnapped her, or like, they made her or convinced her to leave. And then once she left, they held her captive and she couldn't leave. And, you know, the only way she can leave is if the mom, you know, didn't tell the police that that was the person who had her. Like, clear their tracks, and then you can have her back. Apparently, it was a quick conversation, because once Amaria got that out of her mouth on the phone, the line went dead. The family wasn't even able to respond to what she said. Like, she was able to get that out, then the line went dead. They were not able to reach out to her again. I don't know if the phone wasn't picking up or anything from that point. She was just like, I want to come home. I can't, but you got to tell the people that this person has nothing to do with it. And then as soon as she said that, the line dropped. So they start investigating this guy who Amaria supposedly had went off with. And they don't, I'm not going to say they don't have a name, but they termed him Romeo Pimp, which I learned is kind of like, you know, like Romeo and Juliet. Like, Romeo was like her lover and, you know, stuff like that. And he's a pimp. So it's basically a person that uses a position or relationship to then pimp you. Like, you know, they try to act like they're your man or whatever, and then, you know, it goes south. And so they termed him Romeo Pimp. They say he was in his 40s. Apparently he was kind of in contact with the FBI playing games. Like, he was seeing them different locations and stuff, and I think it would try to throw them off where she really was. So for a while, they knew, like, she probably was being trafficked. This person was playing games, and, you know, he talked to her online, made her fall in love, convinced her to leave, and now he has her, and he's doing, you know, things that he shouldn't with her. And if you don't know what I'm doing a cut crease right now. Y'all see that all the time, because that's like my favorite thing to do. So yeah. So yeah, they were getting all kind of tips that she was in other parts of Michigan and parts of Key West, Florida. Like, she was all over the place, but they could never really catch her or confirm that it was her. Her mother also said that around the time she was talking to this person online, her grandfather had passed away, which made her a little bit more vulnerable to predators. I guess she would talk to them more. It just made her, it made her more vulnerable. And so this person was able to take advantage of her mindset a little bit more, because she was in a state of vulnerability. Okay, so I put some concealer there for my cut crease, and I'm gonna use some glitter glue, and then I'm gonna add this blue glitter. Now you can use this glitter without glue. It just sticks better if you use some glue, but I'm gonna use some glue. So let's continue. So exactly 2 years later, July 31st, 2021, after everybody thought maybe the girl had passed away. She's out here being trafficked. Like, we still don't know. But 2 years later, she shows up to the police department. Trenton Police Department in Michigan, where she, the city she went missing from, with a lawyer. Like, I'm alive, I'm well, here I am. Like, what? Like, hold on. Like, where were you at? Like, she shows up at the police department, I think also with her lawyer, to let them know that she is alive, she's okay. And she had just turned 18. I think at the time, once she showed up to the police department, her family didn't even know anything. Like, the first point of contact that she made once she came out of hiding, or, she's no longer with whoever held her captive, was straight to the police department, not her family. Like, she went ahead and appointed a lawyer first and then went to the police. Like, she never was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I'm alive. Or I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that somebody that had been missing for years, and the last conversation with their mom, that they want to come home, but they can't, is once, like, let's say I'm trapped in a basement or something, like, whatever it is, I'm going straight to my mama. Maybe the police, but still, like, it takes time to go get a lawyer. Like, what's going on? So her family, it was like on social media, her family and stuff, they didn't even know, and they really didn't believe it. They're like, what is going on? And she really did go to the police herself. They're like, well, why didn't she reach out to us? Why is she going to the police? And the police basically was like, their thing was, she has been found. I'm looking at my shirt. She has been found, but we can't put any other information. Just know she's safe. That was to the public. So now it is weird that you go missing and then you find a lawyer first, then go to the police instead of reaching out to your family, that you're alive. And it's now kind of hush-hush publicly. The family's still dealing with it and learning. But it leaves everybody to ask, like, what was going on? Where were you? And a lot of people were saying that now that she is 18, that's probably why they were able to let her go, because she's an adult now. Like, probably as a child or being underage, they didn't want to let her go since she was still a minor. And they let her go once she was an adult, 18 years old. It ain't like the charges are going to be any different, because whatever was done to her when she was a minor. But they were trying to say that they let her go simply because she had just turned 18 and she was an adult. And she can go home. I don't know. The whole situation is weird. I do personally feel like she ran away to be with whoever it was she was talking to online, and she got caught up in some stuff. And they then wanted her to, they probably was going to let her go, but they didn't want to get in trouble. But it still doesn't make sense for y'all to hold her until she's 18. Also, what doesn't make sense is if she had the time to go find a lawyer, how long was she free? Like, did she just sit out until she was 18 by, like, on her own? And like, yeah, I'm gonna just wait till I'm 18. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, where was you at? Like, I don't know. Everybody is wondering. She just shows up to the police department like, I'm alive. I ain't making no call to my mama. Like, I'm here. I got a lawyer. And that's it. And that's the last thing the whole public knows. So everybody that was praying for her, which is good, they pray for her to return, and they're wondering what's wrong. Now we're left with, like, she just showed up at a police department, and that's it. And her family was a little confused by that as well. And I would be too if it was my child or my family member go missing, and then you just show up at the police department and don't make contact with your family. Something ain't right. Maybe she was embarrassed. I don't know, because she ran away. But it's still not her fault that she was convinced to do that. I'm not going to say it's not her fault, but she can't help that she was preyed on. So that's weird. Now, as far as the person who convinced her to run away, I haven't seen anything about this person. Nothing came out, no arrest, or at least publicly, that they found the person or there was a story as to what happened. Maybe that's why she got a lawyer, for their protection or something, maybe her protection. Because it seems like even when she was with whoever it was a month later, they wanted their self to be protected before they release her. So maybe she's trying to take some efforts is to not say who they are, and maybe she feel like she has to protect them because, you know, maybe she don't feel like she was really kidnapped. Maybe she feel like she fell in love with somebody who was maybe crazy, you know, and she's not really understanding what truly happened to her, you know. But we still don't know if she was trafficked or not. We don't really know what happened because it hasn't been said. And why did you call saying you wanted to come home, but they're not going to let you come home? Like, what is going on? So I don't know. The whole situation is weird to me. This person, from what I can assume, they're still just out there. I haven't seen no arrest made. They probably gone. They're probably in a whole nother state right now. Once she came back, they probably moved away. They probably out of the country, talking to somebody else's daughter online. So I do think the whole situation is kind of weird, but she has been found. She returned herself, and thankfully she was able to do that. You know, some people don't get away from people once they are once they have them captive, but she was able to get away and come back home. Even though it was a couple years later, she was able to come back. And the public isn't really aware of what happened, but I'm sure by now she has been reunited with her family and they know what was going on. I think it is kind of weird, but what do you guys think? This is my Real Cosmetics Bare lip gloss. It's literally bare, like it looks like my natural color. But I think as far as Amaria, the whole situation is weird, but it leaves you with a lot of questions because you don't know what happened. And it's just like, who is this person? What happened to you? How were you able to walk away from this? And why did you come back without addressing your family first, instead showing up to the police with a lawyer? Okay, so I'm going to use my magnetic lashes in E04. So number 4. So this is the magnetic eyeliner. And FYI, as of today, May 21st, I am out of stock of lashes. So if you see this right now, I'm out of stock. Maybe later on I'll restock, but not right now. This. And sometimes like people be using sometimes I use my tweezers, but a lot of times I just stick it on there because it's that easy. Hopefully it's that easy to do. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. Y'all see that? So this is it. I just kind of did like a blue pink cut crease glitter look. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's it for tonight. I'll definitely be doing some more videos. Let me know your thoughts on the Amaria Hall situation, because I really kind of feel like it's so weird, and there's been no news since she came back, so we don't know what happened. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like my page. I don't know if you're on TikTok again. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Like if you're on Facebook. Follow if you're on Instagram. Share. Definitely share. Thank you guys, and I will be back later.